Hey guys, what's up? Rinsewin with the One here. I just wanted to give you all some tips and tricks for Last Titan Standing. I'm going to be talking over a recent game I played that I think really captures all the little things that you have to do in order to be successful at Titanfall, particularly in Last Titan Standing, but much of it you can apply to the fighting tactics in the other game modes. So right now I'm just going to walk you through one of my gameplay videos and point out as much as I possibly can to you. So hopefully you'll start developing some good habits of your own and start owning the battlefield. Now, I joined this server in the middle of a match already in progress, and by the first round I get to play, my team was already down 3-0. So I wasn't expecting much out of this game, but it actually shows how by just playing smart and skillfully, you can overcome impossible odds. So I'm playing for the INC team on Fracture, and I know that the first place that the enemy team can push up and potentially flake is on the left side of the map. So I don't want them to flank us, so I go over here and just put down some suppressing fire to keep them from coming through the little hallway. But I noticed I got two guys there already, so I'm going to shift to this middle flank and make sure that no one's progressing up it. Because this map actually has a lot of different routes. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 different ways that a Titan, I think 3 actually, 3 ways that a Titan can progress through this map. And everything kind of just on this map tends to stalemate in the middle. And so what you want to do is just kind of pay attention to where all your teammates are standing. Right here, I've noticed that the guys on the left already have a pretty good lockdown on the left. The guys on the right also have a pretty good lock. So I'm just trying to peek this middle corner as much as I possibly can, just continuing to put damage on these Titans progressing up the middle. And this guy kind of overextends here, so I'm just taking complete advantage of that, pushing as much as possible. And as you see, I doomed his Titan right there. I'm not going to pursue him. He might come back later, you know, as just a pilot, but he's really no threat to a Titan as long as you're smart about it. So that's that same Titan I doomed. He actually ended up just getting aggressive because he knew he was going to die, and now he's dead. So he's out of the battle. No need to worry about him. Here, I'm just continuing to keep an eye on things, just still watching this middle flank because it seems like the rest of the team has gotten either distracted or they're just, you know, doing their part and watching the other flanks. I'm sure you've noticed that I'm not pushing up very much. I'm just kind of staying back with my team, and that's because I don't want to end up like the other guy who overextended and be dead just at the start of the round and then just pretty much have, you know, be stuck in a pilot, which you can't. You know, you can contribute as a pilot, but what you can do is pretty limited. So yeah, just keep in mind that it's okay to be conservative in Last Titan Standing, because even if time runs out, what it comes down to is whoever has the most Titans remaining at the end. So you don't have to kill everyone to get a win. It's just you have to have the most Titans left at the end of the match. And this match is already down to 1:30, so, you know, on this map it's pretty easy to just win by making sure you don't lose more Titans. Just play smart and you'll win that way, and it's honestly a pretty consistent way to win. Now here's the first ability I want to highlight, and that is your ability to use dash. And the reason dash is so important is it can get you out of a dangerous situation very quickly. Don't forget that dash is useful for dodging incoming fire, and you should be using it as much as possible to get out of harm's way. Also, make sure you're not forgetting to take out minions whenever possible, because they can put damage on you when you're least suspecting it, and it's possible that that will break your regeneration on your shield, so you definitely don't want that to happen. Now I'm going to talk about how you deal with one of the most common defenses you'll see against another Titan, and that's the Vortex Shield. So there's a lot of ways you can tackle the Vortex Shield. The first method I'm going to use here is called, well, this is what I'm calling it, is the ceasefire and break line of sight. Not very catchy, but it makes total sense. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I see him put up that Vortex Shield, he's far enough away that I know I'm not at really any risk of him throwing them back at me and doing any damage to me. So I'm just going to stop shooting and dash back into cover and wait for him to throw the ammo, which will be pretty obvious given that I shot a large amount of missiles at him already by the time I realized he was shielding. Remember, every time you shoot at someone holding up a Vortex Shield, that's just another bullet they can throw back at you. So after all that action's calmed down, I realized that this left flank has opened up. I'm not sure what's happened, but someone's backed off. By glancing at my minimap, I can tell that the guy actually hasn't backed all the way off and is instead just taking some cover behind the building, maybe hoping to catch someone off guard. But unfortunately for him, he's not going to because I remembered to check my minimap.
Damage core activated. You now have increased damage output. Warning, excessive damage sustained.
Now, I made pretty quick work of that guy, but notice that I took a lot of damage, and I'm a little bit worried here, because I'm not sure if I took all the damage from him or from somebody else, so I quickly just take a gathering of my surroundings, want to make sure that no one's immediately a danger, but unfortunately I forgot about the pilot of the Titan I just destroyed, which should become your automatic first priority, provided that there's no other Titans immediately in your area shooting at you.
Damage core offline.
There's only one enemy Titan left. Hunt him down.
Now we end up winning this round here based on time expiration, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the next thing I want to talk about. So here I am again on my favorite side of the map, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to shoot down this alley and try and hit as many guys who are peeking it as possible. And what I'm trying to accomplish here is I'm trying to permanently damage their health. I know I'm not going to kill anyone this way, but you got to remember that their health bars do not regenerate, unlike their shields. So you want to make sure you can put as much damage on the guys early in the round as possible, while sustaining minimal damage yourself. So always keep an eye on your shields. The reason I'm doing this is because these matches tend to get very close quarters in the last minute or so. So you always want to make sure that the guy you're fighting is at a disadvantage to you, and this is how I do it. Even though it doesn't look like I'm doing much, be sure to watch the enemy's health indicator right below my own, and you'll see how much this method really works.
Warning, multiple threats attacking.
And as you can see, he's taken significant damage, and I haven't taken any at all. Here I've pushed up on the left side, and no one's there to stop me. Now one of the guys catches me creeping up, but unfortunately it's too late, and he kind of just has to give me the angle that I've already got on him until he can get some backup, which does arrive pretty soon. Thankfully, my favorite part of the Titan comes online at just the right time, and I get my damage core just as they're about to double team me. And generally this is my favorite time to use the damage core, because one-on-one, I think, with practice you can out DPS a good pilot. It takes a lot of practice, I would imagine, but thankfully I have a lot of skill that's carried over from other games. But the more you play this game, you're only going to get better. So practice just as much as you can, not relying on damage core to beat people in duels. And that way, when you get in these impossible 2-on-1 scenarios, you can bring on that damage core, and then you'll just destroy people. Now pay attention as I walk you through this next clip, where I managed to take out 2.5 Titan pilots by myself. And I say half a pilot because one of them manages to kill themselves in a pretty comical way. You'll know it when you see it.
Warning, damage core activated. You now have increased damage output.
See ya! Now something to take note of here is that I start to take a lot of damage here, so I take advantage of this little pillar in front of me and use it to break line of sight and get my shield regen. That way I can just start putting damage on those guys as quick as possible again. Now as you can see in the still frame here, this guy has managed to sneak up on my right side, and there's actually 2 of them there, but the second guy takes notice just a little bit later. In some scenarios you're just kind of left in a balls to the wall, just go all out, melee, just put out as much damage as you can before you go down, and you'll succeed somewhat. And here is where I managed to take out 2 guys back to back.
Warning, threat level high. Recommend regen. Warning, reactor unstable. Eject.
Oh, did they get me? Oh no.
Eject.
Now as you can see, I lost my Titan, but given the scenario in which 2 guys snuck up on me when I was already low health. That I managed to take down 2 of them and get away is a pretty good outcome, all things considered. Now, being a pilot, there's a lot to talk about in the last Titan standing match, but given I'm not really sure how this video is going to be received, I'm not going to talk about being a pilot just yet. If you guys want to know more from me about what I like to do when being a pilot, particularly in Last Titan Standing or in any other game mode, just be sure to leave comments, feedback. I'm probably going to post this video to Reddit, maybe that's Respawn forums, just anywhere that I am. Be sure to give me feedback and I'll definitely see it. If you want to see more from me, just let me know and I'll be sure to make more for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like and subscribe, but obviously you don't have to. Thanks again for watching, guys.